Guys, an all-out effort to keep my insanity. One thing you got to understand about me, I'm a good guy. I love people, all people. It doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter your class or status. I believe as a human being, the most important aspect in your life is that you should be loved. And more importantly, that you focus on loving others, never focus on others loving you. If everybody can have that mentality, the world would be better. Love without anything in return. Now, but when it comes to politics, setting agendas and things like that, you can't go Cory Booker on people, right? Just can't do that. You have to push yourself to a point where you will not be denied. You know that there's basic human rights that you should have. And no oligarch, no billionaire, no upper class, no authoritarian, no dictator, no capitalist, no extreme communist or over extreme socialist, and nobody should be getting in the way with that. There's a balance. Like, for an example, I believe capitalism and socialism should mix together. I don't believe in vulture capitalism. I don't believe in crony capitalism. That hurts people in general and only fill the pockets of the person who's doing the hurting. And at the end of the day, he'll probably kill himself out there and destroy so many lives because he's miserable. And I can go on and on and on. Like, for example, Bernie Sanders is right. And I told you, I always tell you what I believe is right, what I believe is wrong. There's certain things I can agree with you on, certain things I can't. Like, for an example, I watched the Trump campaign rally today. It was just happened to be on my TV, and I'm gonna get my computer right. By the way, I got my baby back, so I want to thank you guys. I'm gonna do a show and thank you after my sister leaves. She getting all my time. But I was laughing. I said I can see why these people like this guy. His rallies are funny. He's not spouting hatred. He wasn't spouting hatred in that rally. Well, he spouted hatred for the no so Democrats, and I'm sitting up here agree with them. Yeah, they crazy, Trump. But just to let you know, just because I watch it don't mean I'll support him. Okay? But it was good. It was a good rally. And he had a lot of truth about it. And a lot of stuff that he said was true. And he knows how to get his base, entertain his base, because he's an entertainer. The man know what he's doing. That's why his base is strong and his approval is 90% with the Republicans. And if you think you're going to try to pull away a bunch of Republicans from him and you be a moderate, you got another thing coming. And even Bernie Sanders, he's going to have to pull away those people who didn't like Trump. Them people who liked Trump from the jump start, you ain't pulling them. But the people who say, I'd rather have him than these people, you're going to have some time getting them. But what I'm going to get into today, let me show you the article if I still have it up here, if I didn't erased it. Let me go. I might have to go to my Facebook and pull that up because I was appalled. This is me, mommy. Move, mommy. Move. I was appalled about what I was reading here. And hopefully it did show up here. Let's see. All right, so this is the Bob TV Facebook group. If you haven't subscribed to it or liked it, like it ASAP, all right? Because I'm constantly posting stuff up there every day that I don't put on YouTube. Listen to this slut. Oh, you can't hear this slut. He talking about, I'll take Bloomberg's money. Dude, you're a slut. All right, here it is. So I put down here. Here they are on this bull. They want to help the populists. They want to help the populists win. Talking about Russia. Russia want to help the populists win. That's Trump or Bernie. They don't want to help Pete. They want to help Joe, Mike, or Liz, but Sanders, who is spanking them right now. So they're going to try to spin that the reason Sanders is in the lead is because even when it comes to him trying to defend himself and say, look, I'm in the lead, so you can't use the communist, populist, socialist thing and that people don't want it because right now I'm leading in the Democratic Party. So obviously they want my policies. I said this is all for them to push delegate counts versus the vote of the people. And this is what I'm going to talk about for a second. No, and I say you will not neither. The people will decide our democracy or be war. All right, so let me read this article. He said Bernie Sanders briefed by U.S. officials that Russia is trying to help his presidential campaign. First of all, who is the U.S. official? And whoever the U.S. official is, how do we know they're telling the truth? I mean, these people are perfection at manufacturing consent. So out of all the people, Russia is trying to go after Bernie Sanders. Russia trying to go after Trump. Oh, he's not going after Trump, Biden. Russia don't want to go after Biden campaign. They don't interfere in Biden's. They don't interfere in Buttigieg. Oh, it's just the populists. The people who really want to do something for people, or at least claim they want to do something for people, they're helping their campaign. But the corporatists that want to keep the status quo and keep the money in the pocket of the ultra elite, Russians ain't trying to touch them. Well, first of all, we interfere in campaigns. Russia gonna always interfere in the campaigns. We gonna always interfere in the campaign. But that don't mean they moving data and they moving the scale, and they're moving us. The bottom line is if the people are pushing you to be our next leader, Russia ain't got nothing to do with that. But they want to use this as an excuse for them being undemocratic in the process. Because all of them sat there on that freaking stage and they said, let the process roll out. What process? Rigging the election with superdelegates? Let that take the place of the will of the people? Are you freaking kidding me? Every last one of them, including Elizabeth Warren, stood for totalitarian and authoritism because these superdelegates are trying to override the will of the people, or these delegates. It should not be delegates in any party. Any party. And they're going to use this to justify this is why we need delegates, because the Russians trying to come in, they trying to undermine. No, you are worse than the Russians because you're undermining the elections right now with these freaking super delegates, and you standing on the stage saying we're going to choose that process over the will of the people. You rigging already. You're worse than Russians. You're undermining the election. You are, as they saying, trying to help your own Democratic campaign. You're trying to control who end up being the nominee. So you're going to talk about Russia's trying to control who end up being the nominee when you're trying to control the nominee? When you sit there and try to say it doesn't matter who's winning in the popularity vote, we decide who's going to be the president. Ooh, I want to cuss y'all out, man. Y'all some dumb, stupid, evil. I agree with Trump on that stuff. Y'all got me agreeing with that man. You guys are dumb, evil, and sadistic that you want to. There's one thing I can say about the Republican Party, even though I don't support them, they don't have super delegates. They let the will of the people make the decision. And even though y'all try to say Russia did this, you look at the data and you look at the paperwork and you look at the real vote count, the vote count determined. You looked at where he campaigned and he won by states. That determined. Russia can't control that. Stop always using this excuse for why you guys got to be sorry sons of a guns. You can never override, you should never override the vote of people. This is why people don't vote. This is why people are not trusting the election process, because you guys are trying to put the thumb on the scale and then blame Russia. Every last person at that freaking debate said, well, we're going to let, if we don't get enough, if we don't all get enough delegates to reach that threshold, we're going to let the party at least decide who's the president. Screw how many votes Sanders got or how many votes Biden got. The bottom line, if Amy Klobuchar, and I can't stand her, if she got 20 million more votes than the rest of them, super delegates shouldn't be telling us who get to be the president. She get to be the freaking run against Trump. That ain't going to ever happen because she suck. But if she did, that's the American way. That's the American way. You got the nerves to be talking about freaking Russia being totalitarian and Putin and this and that, and he may be, but you guys are worse. You're trying to control the election process like you did last year in the Democratic Party. Then these super delegates make the decision on who get to represent this country as a Democrat. That's why a lot of people left the Democratic Party and decided to be independent. Over 13 million. Because you guys are rigging elections. You're trying to say screw the will of the people, screw the vote of the people. The party elite's going to decide who get to be the president. And you got the nerve to sit up here and say Bernie Sanders briefed by U.S. officials that Russia's trying to help his presidential campaign? Really? Y'all doing everything y'all can to try to say screw the will of the people because Russia had to do something. Russia messed with the mind of the people. Get out of here. You did that with Hillary Clinton and you lost. Anyway, let me try to read this crap. I'm going to find out who this person is. Salwan Georges from the Washington Post. Y'all need to tweet that guy. You need to get in his face and call him out because he's coming up with some bull crap. And they're not going to tell you who the officials. You ever notice they always say intelligence source says and they never give you the so-called intelligence source? That's why I don't buy this stuff. Y'all make up stuff. We're the most lyingest. We're one of the most lyingest country. Our leaders lie so freaking much and hoping y'all buy into that mess. And you need to challenge every lie and do your research. Make them prove to you. You can't just say somebody's doing something, you ain't got no proof. But some of you people saying, well, they know, they must know. Well, they're intelligent sources. Well, they know, so I'll just believe whatever they say. You'll be a fool. You realize how many proxy wars we've been in because of a lie? How many full-scale wars we've been in because America lied? The Gulf of Tonkin was a lie. Mass weapons of destruction in Iraq, lie. No proof. You just bought into it. Y'all better start making these politicians prove it, Doc. Look, you ain't getting none of my tax money, and I'm not believing you, and I'm not. Nah, show me. I need to see the proof. Show me something. Y'all guys lie so freaking much, I'm not believing you. And they done made this stuff on Trump. Y'all made Trump look like he's a victim instead of a victimizer. Y'all did that, man. And now he's more popular with his base. And now people don't like you. Majority of people in the United States cannot stand the Democratic Congress. Their approval has dropped. And you can't blame nobody but you. I said, if you had something on that man, have something that everybody can say, wow, this guy clearly broke the law. Like the emolument clause. It's proof all throughout his financial affairs that he used his presidency to make money, which is against the freaking law. Anyway, let me get to this sham story. Russia helping Bernie Sanders. It would take MSNBC to say this because they don't like him. The man who wants to help people, you don't like. The man who wants to help working people, you don't like. The man who's telling billionaires, look, you got money. I don't hate you. I just think you shouldn't be profiting off the back of the people. Why don't you share some of that wealth with your workers? Why you got to keep them at the bottom of the totem pole while you ride around, cruising around in 4-5 boats and 2-3 planes going on? Why you can't take some of that? Why you can't have one boat, one plane? Why don't you take all that money and put it back in your workers? This the guy they're saying Russia is trying to influence. Of course they're going to say that. So U.S. officials have told Senator Bernie Sanders, hold on a second. Yeah, U.S. official told Senator Bernie Sanders that Russia is attempting to help his presidential campaign as part of an effort to interfere with the Democratic contest. Here you are on stage saying, screw the will of the people. I don't care how many people vote for this particular candidate. If they don't have enough delegates, then they can't win. You want to talk about interference in the Democratic election process? You got no better interference than that. That's more than interference. You know, in interference, that's when the guy in football, that's when the guy run in between you, catch the ball and run it down the end zone. You guys are doing more than that. You trying to kill this person on the field so he can't play no more. You guys are something else, man. President Trump and lawmakers on Capitol Hill have also been informed about the Russian assistance to the Vermont senators. So they done put everybody on notice that Russians trying to interfere in Bernie Sanders' campaign, just like they did that about Trump. With no proof now. They just say this and expect you to believe this crap. These lying mother just say this and you sit there and believe that. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill has also been informed about Russian assistance to the Vermont senator, according to people familiar with the matter. Okay, according to people familiar with the matter. Who are they? Is it CIA? Is it NSA? Who is it? According to people familiar with the matter. Now let's see if they're going to name the people who spoke on the condition of the anonymity to discuss sensitive intelligence. It is not clear what form that Russia assistant has taken. U.S. prosecutors found a Russian effort in 2016. Now let me stop with this, man. We cannot be talking about nobody interfering when we interfere in every kind of campaign you can think of. We right now trying to remove a man out of office in Venezuela and trying to put in a puppet leader. You can't get no worse than interference than that, all because of American interests. We killed Saddam Hussein so we can put in a puppet leader that's going to give us some of that oil and do oil dealings with us. Same thing with Venezuela. We're trying to do that with Iran. We're trying to do that in Syria. We're trying to do that all over the world, and we got the nerves to talk about Russia interfering in a freaking election when we will go in and kill a leader and put in a puppet leader. Man, our country, man, I love our country, man, but these leaders got some bull on them, man. They got some basketballs, I tell you that. And they the most crookedest people in the world. And y'all sit there and believe them. Well, hopefully you guys don't. Hopefully you don't believe stuff just because people tell you. You really trust what this government said? That this government that kills its own president, kill civil rights leaders, make up stories, lie to you all day about some of everything? Hell, just even our American history, a lot of it is a lie. But they're not going to tell you the truth, and they're not going to teach you real, true American history in school. All right, let me keep going. It is not clear what form the Russian assistance has taken. U.S. prosecutors found a Russian effort in 2016 to use social media to boost Sanders' campaign against Hillary Clinton. No, she cheated. She the one had a campaign of trolls with David Brock. It wasn't Bernie Sanders. They're going back to this old dumb playbook. It was probably 13 memes that they claim Russian ball ads. Like people can't make decisions for themselves. Some people just don't like her. Some people didn't trust her and they didn't vote for her butt. Just like people don't like some people don't like Trump, don't trust him, and some people are not gonna vote for him. Some people don't like Buttigieg, some people don't like Bernie. So you think Russia messed with the minds of people where they didn't vote educationally, if that's such a word. Man, these people are something else. Excuse me, I'm at Arby's. I'm having a little, trying to catch up with my sister. So they said they used social media to boost Sanders' campaign against Hillary Clinton. Okay, that's what campaigning is all about. Your goal is to tell the truth, or if you can unveil something on somebody, you're going to use social media. That's what you use. We can't buy ads. Nobody can afford TV ads. Back in the day, if they had something on you, they'll run an ad and they'll sink your campaign. It doesn't matter. This is America. You got the freedom. If it's a lie, you fact checked it to see if it's true. If it's true, fine. If it's a lie, reject it. People are smart enough to do that. These people, man, they're so whiny and so mamby-pamby about information. They want to fact check. They want to say this is not a reliable source. Fool, you are not reliable. You are not reliable. People are smart enough to investigate to see if something is true. Like, for an example, the Syrian gas attack that happened in Syria. Here come the reporter smelling the clothes, talking about, yes, definitely some gas in there. Fool, if it was real Syrian gas, you sniffed it, your butt would have died right on the doggone spot. Lies. Lies. I hate the media. I hate the conservative media. I hate the liberal media because they all lie to you because they're trying to play teams. You'll find a few in the middle type media that's going to tell the freaking truth. Journalists don't tell the truth because they get paid $30,000 a day to lie to you. Anyway, I'm done. Look, this stuff pissed me off, man, because here it is with the same old song. Can't we just decide who we want to vote for and leave it at that? Or who we decide not to vote for? Because some of us not voting for none of these people running for office. And they got that right to, because this is America. You can't get mad at them. Maybe they got a valid reason not to vote for neither one of these turkeys. But that's theirs. You have nothing to do with that. Focus on your freaking vote. You find a reason you like somebody that you like, if they're going to cater to what you believe is most important to you, you go vote for that person. Who am I to tell you? That's called totalitarianism. That's called authoritarian. I can't even say it. Got food in my mouth. Stay in your own lane. Stay in your own freaking lane. You know what I'm saying? Your vote is your vote. You do whatever the heck you want. People died and bled for your vote, not so it can be controlled. And you better fight to keep it. And don't let nobody tell you how to vote. And don't let nobody tell you the reason you think a certain way is because of freaking Russia. Get out of here with that mess. Anyway, I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I love you guys. And thank you for helping me get my baby out. I'll be back live soon. And have a good day.